I have one more sort of tactical and mechanical question, because I think one of the things that's really stood out to me through this conversation is sort of the mental pattern to connect the internal tools that are being built to the end user experience, or how it's improving our different end users in the different categories. And so I was wondering if we could kind of quickly just, how do you operationalize that? Like, or can you tell us a little more about the mental thought process to take, okay, we're deciding on building these tools or focusing on these things. And can you walk us through a little bit more about like that thought process and how that shows up in different planning meetings or prioritization meetings?
I think that every company should have like I don't know if it's biz ops or analytics or some other more central function, but basically like a pulse checker across the company on how the top level lifeblood metrics of the company are doing. Um, and that was what surfaced the internal metrics for us that showed that we needed to focus on operations, because that, you know, onboarding time was starting to lag, like the customer support response time was starting to lag, like those kinds of things. It's tough for a team that's in the trenches to be looking at those numbers all the time. And sometimes they don't have the tools to do that either. And so building out a central analytics or biz ops function is actually really critical for that. I think we could debate org structures, but we have a central ops analytics team that serves all of the different teams. So they're like very loosely aligned, but we don't have analytics sit under, marketing, for example, or like product analytics separately. They're all central, and the dashboards that they build are also central. And so that I think that helped us flag like, hey, these are the leading indicators that are already showing we're going to have issues in these areas, and then we could prioritize them at a top level way for the company. Versus, I think, if you're doing it on a micro level, you might miss the forest for the trees if you're doing something like that. So that really helped. And then once we did that, it kind of it came down in every meeting that was like, hey, these are the metrics. Like clearly, this is the kind of the one that we need to focus on right now. So let's talk about this with the engineering pods. Can we lend an engineer to one team from another or more, if that's really the one that's kind of on fire right now? But then, that kind of communication is more done centrally with the TLs and the engineering lead. And then, yeah, but the team is small enough right now where we can all look at the total set of metrics and then kind of stack rank amongst the different pods.
Wonderful. Thank you. I've really appreciated, Vivian, just how much you've sort of opened up your thought process and how you think about different things, and how uh, kind of exposing the synapses between how you're communicating information, engaging and getting information from other folks, and creating dialogue and discussion, and how we're prioritizing all of this. Because I think it's really hard to see how all of those things work together to get to the end point for decisions, product, and shifting direction. So thank you for sharing all of that.